analytics. Exploratory data analytics is the type of data visualization that you're just exploring a data set, then uh, out of those visuals that you're going to generate, then you will understand what's going on with the data set. So all the data, this data set that we have explored previously, these are the steps. For example, we just started the imports, and within the imports, we have to import appropriate libraries. Then we have to import the data set. Then after that, we start exploring the data set. So this was the data exploration point. We used the .head, .shape, drop duplicates, .shape, .info. These are the methods in .d types. These are all the methods that we have applied. And also we explore that if there are any missing values in the data set. Then after that, we came to the handling the missing values. So we say that, okay, we have to fill the missing values in each column separately and based on the nature of the column. So in funding, if there is a missing value, you can just fill it with 0B, nothing, 0. Or industry, if there is nothing missing value in the industry column, we just say, okay, fill it with unknown. In investors column, if there is nothing, so we can just say unknown. City, if there is no city mentioned and there is a missing value in the city column, so we can just fill it with unknown. Then we are again understand how the missing values are existing in the data set or not. So we saw that this is there is nothing there. Then we proceed with the data cleaning. So data handling the missing value is one of the things, and then data cleaning is totally different thing. For data cleaning, we define a function. What was the problem with the data cleaning? The problem with the data cleaning was the funding column and valuation column, because they had improper B. One amount was in billions dollar and another amount was in millions. So this was one of the things, and also they had some currency um, um, indicators there. So we have to remove those ones from there and make all the amounts in one, either in billion or either in million. So just make it that way. We defined the function for that, and then applied that function on all those specific columns. Separately, there was a date joint, and there was a column date joint. We just changed it to the date time format. That is one of the important things that you have to understand, that if there is a date, you have to convert it to date time format. And then we analyzed the company, the info.info. Then we saw that everything is there. The year founded. So we also removed the outliers. So this was the formula that we used to remove the outliers. So this was a decision we have taken together, and we removed the outliers. Then we started with the statistics of the data, our data set, and understand that how is the statistics there. So step 6 was the visualization. So we visualized, for example, such a histogram. This is the distribution of valuation of companies in billion dollars. So this is 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion. This is how you have to put X axis here, and this is the Y label here you should put there. You have to put the label here. This is called legend. This is label here. You have to just include it, the label here. And also you have to include the grid. So this is the grid, because whenever you're looking, if there is no grid here, for example, let me run all these from the beginning. I hope it will work. Or not from the beginning. Just let's run it from here. Hope it will work. And I hope this data set is already there. If not there, so data set is not there. So we will just upload the data set again. No worries. Okay, now that's the data set is there actually, so we will be running. This one. This one. We will not run all of them because there are some things which coming at the end. This is why in the data cleaning we will be running this. In the date we will be running this. And that's okay. Sometimes disconnected. Now just look at this. Whenever you're working online, this is the problem. This is the problem with the Google Colab. But if you have a Jupyter notebook, this will run locally and everything will be fine. Perfect. This is the problem with the Google Colab. So now everything is there, and this is the outlier that we have removed. And this is the industries that we optimized together. And I hope now this will work. I just want to show you the standardization of visuals here, because if you don't have, just put like this. Interpretation of visuals are very important. So if you don't have grid lines and you want to see, for example, how many companies, for example, are having around, for example, 4 billion valuation. Look, now then you have to go like this. See how I'm measuring it, yeah? So I measuring it like this. Okay, it is somewhere here. So I can say around, if this is 50, then around 55. 55 companies are having a 4 billion valuation. See, it's getting difficult for you to measure something in a chart, in a visual. So all the time, grid is very important whenever you're using with the grid. So if you just say put the grid there, so it brings you lines there, and those lines are making your way easy to understand the visual and automatically measure that. So all these lines are getting here, and then you can directly understand where to just to put it. So you have to define the grid line should be on y-axis or on x-axis. If your numeric measures on y-axis, you have to put y here. If numeric measures are in x-axis, so you have to put x here. You can have line styles, different line styles here, and this is alpha is the, for example, if you have 9, so it will be darker, uh, um, darker lines, so thick lines. See, if you have it, for example, just 5, it will be very um, lighter lines. So this is the shade of these lines, actually, the transparency of these lines. These are the lighter lines. This is how you should make a visual appropriate and proper. So this is title should be there, legend should be there, x-axis label should be there. Sorry, y-axis, x-axis label should be there. Grade lines, you should use it, but grade lines should not just too much make clutter the image, the visual, but at least help you to measure the numbers there. One more thing. Similar, we had another plot there. I previously explained this plot, but what we have done this time, in order to standardize, so we just put the label here. So if you put label here, this is the label. Again, we put the grid lines here. So these grid lines, if you're just making it will make the plot understandable and interpretable. This is the very important thing, is that it should be interpretable. One more plot that we had, we did an industry analytics. What does it mean, industry analytics? We analyzed the number of companies, number of unicorns, these companies by industry type. These are the industry type. So we put here, now the numbers are here now. See, numbers are on x-axis. So you have to put the vertical grid lines. So this is how we put the plt.grid x. The axis will be not y like this. These are the horizontal ones, but it will be x, which will be the vertical ones. So this is how it will ease your job. For example, if I want to see, okay, fintech companies, how much companies are there, for example. So this is 175, and between each of them there is 25, 25. Yeah, so it's 75 around 200. See, so 200 less than something. This is how you can interpret the data easily whenever you have grid lines. But sometimes they will be asking you for more standard visualizations. One of the good practices in the visualizations, for example, if you have such type of plots and visuals, you could just put one more thing here. These are the data labels called. So I bring back the same thing, the same visual here. And what I have done here, I just added this one here. This is the line. This is the line which generates the data labels. These are the data labels, standard data labels. And how it will work. It says that enumerated industry counts dot value. See, we had an industry counts here previously. This was the companies, industries column with the value counts. Okay, now it says that for this column, which is the count of the industry counts, we will take only the values of them. Okay, those values, and enumerate them. Enumerate them, it means put the index and value to separately, and then put a text where value should be there for each index, and it should be just type of text string. The location, vertical alignment will be center, horizontal alignment will be right, color will be white, and font width will be bold. Now let's see what happens if vertical alignment. It means this is the bar. Vertical alignment center, it means it should be in the center of this bar. Horizontal alignment, it means right. So it will be to the edge of this line, to the right of this line. If left, it will be from this side toward that. It will be outside of this line. So it means this is the bar, and then left. If you just click the left, it will be outside of the bar. If you put the right, it will be inside of the bar, but to the highest right of the bar. Color white. We just select the color of these labels. Labels will be white, and in the font width, we just say, okay, make it bold. This is how you can put labels. And these labels, see here, I calculated that maybe it's around 200, yeah, but exactly it's 187 if you have data labels. So this is how data labels helping you if you have it on your visualizations. So please go through this function. This is a very simple function, and this function just provide you with the data labels. Similar, we produced this one, if you remember, geographic analysis. Yeah, okay. So these are the continents, and these are number of unicorns by continent. What is missing here? Who can tell me?
The grid,
Grid.
sir. Yeah, and also the data labels.
Okay, who else can tell me what else is missing?
So maybe the color also should be, so you can change, you can have different colors for different continents.
Different colors for different continents. Do you think that will work?
Sometimes it's better to visualize better for the audience, I think.
Uh-huh. Good. Yeah, that's one of the things that we can do that. But the point is, we don't have any other category. For example, if we had another category, then you were right that we have to have different colors for different continents in order to differentiate. For example, if we had, for example, a stacked bar charts here, for example, yeah, then you are right. But if we have only one categorical value, and then just this is one categorical value with the numbers. So this is how you can just put it that way. But you're right, you can use different types of colors, for example, from our data visualization practices. So here, here in this visualization, the main thing is that we showed, okay, this is the largest number. So we can say we can select a color palette, continuous color palette with starting from the darkest color to the lightest color. It means so from the it will dark means highest number, light means lowest number. So this is one of the things. What else we can add to this chart?
Maybe legend.
Maybe legend, exactly. What else?
Grid lines, sir. Specifically using the x-axis.
And we can also add the age color.
We can add what?
Age color, sir.
Age color? Hair, exactly. Brilliant. Yeah, but the good thing is about this bar chart is that they are not very much close to each other. See, if they were very much close to it, so it means that if we had a very long list of bars, then you are right. See, this is very long list of bars here. See, and they are close to each other. Then each color is very important. But here, what we have done here, because we use different colors, see, it's very differentiable. But if this was one color, then it was not differentiable. So you can just change, you can put the H color there as well. That's a good thing, Ashley. Yeah, thank you. We should put the grid lines on x-axis. Now see a bit more here what we have done. See, you put grid lines on x-axis. So this is the grid lines on x-axis we have put here in order to measure it properly. These are the data labels. Data labels are all the time playing key roles because if you have the data colors, data labels properly. So this is C. This is now the data labels outside of the bars. So it depends on you how you want it. You want it outside of the bar or you want it inside of the bar. If you have a space and there is no cluttering, outside of the bar is also one of the options. But preferably lots of people they prefer that it will be inside of the bar. But when it's inside of the bar, then there is another problem. See this. See this is the very lowest number. Yeah, only 2. If you put it inside of the bar, so there is no bar actually. It's a very small bar. Yeah, it's very difficult to interpret. So you have to check all the time how it would look like properly the visual. So if you just put it inside of the bar, then this is the problem it happens. Then we can just change it back to the outside of the bar. To the outside of the bar, then you can also play with the color, providing different types of colors. And then one more thing that using a new type of palette here, for example, see? So there was no palette used in this bar plot. This time we used tab 10 palette from the SNS C1, which gives us a more distinguished colors. See, these are the more distinguished colors right now we have, as it was proposed by different colors for the categorical colors. We can use only other types of SNS palettes as well. So I understand that you already know where to get those palettes. So these are the best practices that you can put here. And one more thing in regard to the legend. So such type of visual, you have to assess first, does it require any legend or not? Because if you have a legend to show what, for example, if you want to show these names, these are already on the y-axis available. So there is no need to show the legend there again. But if it was a stacked bar chart, then you have to have a legend. So you have to assess where you have to have legend somewhere or not. The same thing, see, top 10 countries with the most unicorns here. We analyzed previous time how to put this. This was the visual that we have generated, but now you have to apply the data visualization specific rules and regulations on it. Now see, this is now the top 10 countries with most unicorns. Look, these are the data labels, proper palette, grid lines and everything, titles, X title, Y title, everything should be proper. Now understand it. This was the temporal analysis we have done, year founded. These were types of years, and then number of companies which have been founded on those years. This was the distribution of number of companies which joined the unicorn status. So we see 2021, 2022, lots of companies, they became billionaires. So it means pandemic actually made lots of companies billionaires. This is one of the observations from this data set. Investor analysis, we have done an investor analysis. We made it very, very specific, because if you have one column and there are different names there and they are separated by comma, this is how you can just split them. Then use the counter. So find which investor, which name is mentioned several times, for example. This is how we have done. And this is the top 10 investors, for example. See, we put the data labels here, but the data labels, what we have done, we put it to the inside of the label. See, because all the balls are large ones. This is what we have done. And sometimes one of the things that you can do it also, if you have data labels, then if you don't want, you cannot have grid lines as well. Why this is important? Because you have already data labels and it's easy to interpret. But if there are no data labels, so grid lines are mandatory to have it. So this was an optional thing that we avoided, to not have a grid lines here.
So sometimes, so of course there is no need here to add like significance. Sometimes we need to add significance level. For example, instead of the data level, we can have significance like A, B, or something, B, C, D in some kind of data.
Look, we will be coming to that. I once told you that when we are going through statistics, we will be coming to the significance level. First of all, we have to understand something, then apply it. Yeah. If I just apply those bars here, and then I have to explain what is significance. First of all, we have to proceed to go through the whole chapter of statistics, understanding the significance, then apply it on the bars, and then give the students the basic knowledge, then apply that. So let us go through the statistics module. Then we will be explaining the significance level, and then after that, they will apply the significance sometimes if they want or not. That's their own preference. This was another plot which we have done. See, this was the main thing that we have done, but this is the modified version of it. So this is now the modified version of it. We included the grade lines here. So the same grade lines. See, just pt.grid. You can just have grade lines here, and make the figure a bit larger. See, this is a small figure here. See, small visualization. You want to make it larger, you can put just plt.figure, then figure size. So 14 is the width, and 6 is the height of that. So you can just have all those appropriate titles, x-axis, y-axis, everything should be there. This was another heat map that we have produced, and this was number of companies by year. So this was a line palette. We made this heat map a bit appropriate. What we have done, so these are we put some rotations to these lines. How the rotation? Sometimes it is not here. plt.x text x ticks. It means these are the ticks. Yeah, this x ticks and labeling for these x ticks. So then you can put rotation here. For example, 45 degree. We put it. You can also put it 90 degree. It will be like this, but there is no need. Then someone will just tilt his head to understand it and read it. And then a rotation on y-text, so it's just 0. Here, this is how we use the divergent color palette and put the y-axis or just a title here. And for the other number of companies, we put two lines side by side. How to do that? In order to put two lines side by side, you have to define first of all plt.figure size, which the whole figure size we have defined. This is 14 and by 6. This is the whole figure size. Then, as you remember previously, I mentioned to you plt.subplot. You have to have plt.subplot. What does it mean? It means one row, two columns. One row, two columns. And in the first one, plot this one row, two columns. In the second place, plot this. So this is the coordinate of your plot and subplots are working. So in the first plot, we just a number of companies founded by year. So this is number of companies founded by year. We put the grid lines through. See, plt.grid through, line styles, and all those things. And here the same we have done for this line. See, majority of companies have been established in 2015, and majority of companies become billionaires in 2021. This is how these are the grid lines. For line plots, you have to understand actually both grades are important. Yeah. Previously, we will be just mentioning which type of grade you have to turn on. Yeah. Here, see plt.grid axis X only will be having the grades. Yeah, the lines. But if you just put plt.grid true, then all axes, both axes, X and Y, both of them will be on, turn on. This is how you can use. And plt.legend, this is the legend. It shows these legends here, for example. One more thing that we have used, this is plt.tight layout. It means that just put both visuals in a tight position within the specific defined figure size that we have defined previously. So without having any borders or boundaries there. This was another visual that we have developed, and this was using the different color palette, and these are the billionaires, actually top 10 valuation companies that they made billions after the COVID. So the same thing we applied here. For example, we grid lines we used, and we enlarged the figure here. This was another thing that I wanted to mention to you. This is you can just create such a table within the Python. It's called, for example, matrix table. It's called matrix. And what's the matrix actually? We define the companies. We group by the companies by industry and continent. So we have two group by function here. One is the industry and another is the continent. See, this is the continent and this is the industry. And then the size of that, and we said unstack and fill value. So let's put it, for example, first of all, the fill value will be 0. Then let's create a heat map based on this matrix. And this is the heat map that we have generated from this matrix. We said, okay, we will be using the blues. This is the color palette. Annotation true, it means show us these values here. FMT, it means decimals, and C bar false. So we have right now, we are not showing that, the bars here. Line width 0.5, these are the line widths, and line color should be gray. So this is how the matrix you can design. The main thing about this is, what is the main thing? Look, see, the highest, the number, the darkest the color. So this is North America, and this is the internet software and services. So it shows in North America, the highest number of companies have been established in internet software and services category industry. The second is in fintech, finance technology, and the third one is 44, which is 44, it's in health services. So based on the colors, you can define and see which type of companies in which countries, in which continents have been established. Look at, for example, in Africa, only 2 companies have been established in fintech in this industry. The remaining, it's just 0. In Asia, so you can see from the color directly from Asia, 45 companies have been established, e-commerce and direct-to-consumer industry. And I'm sure that these are Chinese ones because all the time they are selling their products. And for example, in Europe, you can see the highest companies, number of companies have been established in fintech. This is how you can create a matrix. But this matrix is not subject of this visualization course. It's just showing you that you can create a simple Excel table type here within the Python as well. Step 7 that we had, it was a feature engineering. In feature engineering, we date joint. We created a new feature. We wanted to see how much time companies had been in the status of unicorn. So majority of companies they have the status of unicorn. It means they were billionaires for around within 5 years. It means since establishment of the company till becoming a billionaire. So it took them 5 to somehow, this is the 10, this is 5 to 8 years, for example, majority of these companies. Now, one more thing in this lesson today, I just wanted to mention to you, this is the new thing. And please, whenever you're doing data visualization, they will be asking you about bivariate analysis and multivariate analysis. So what is bivariate analysis and multivariate analysis? It means we have generated all these visuals. So these are all the steps that we have taken in data visualization and also in exploratory data analytics. So these are all the steps here, for example. 7 steps. But sometimes before going to those steps, you can just have some specific, for example, analytics from different types of you want to plot different features in one plot and having different understanding. So you want to plot, for example, funding and valuation. So this is a scatter plot of funding and valuation. Look, in order to plot this, we just put a figure size. So this is a figure size of 10 by 6. Then we used a scatter plot. So this is a scatter plot. Data from which data set we use companies. This is the data set of companies that we have that data set. X is funding and Y axis is valuation. Q is the continent. So this is the continent. This is the third thing that you want to mention here. That's the continent. palette verities in alpha 0. So just let me run this, see if it runs properly. Then you will just remove the hue here, and you will see. Just remove the hue from. Just remove the hue. So this is funding, and this is valuation. So this is a scatter plot. It shows nothing. One more thing, these are bivariate analysis. Okay, so we analyzed two variables together. One is funding, another is valuation. We want to understand if there is any correlation between valuation and between funding. It means, look at this. From these lines, from these straight lines. Now, if you just put, I'll just put here. Put it like this. One more thing that we want to remove, that is the this is a scatter plot. See, a simple scatter plot. It gives you the funding and valuation. What is your understanding from this plot? What you want to understand from this plot? Can you understand that this is a plot which is actually is there any relation? Is there, if the funding is increased, either the valuation is increased or not? So can you understand anything from this plot? No. Whenever you are not understanding from scatter plot anything, and there is no relationship that you think, okay, how I generate that, you can use rig plot. Listen, is rig plot. Rig plot is actually the same thing. We have data companies, X is the funding, Y is the valuation, and then there is just showing us this line. This is the it comes under the regression. We will be coming to the regression later on. Another model is in regard to the regression, but just assuming. This is the funding and this is the valuation. This line shows us that there is a positive relationship existing between the funding and between the valuation. If the highest the funding, the highest the valuation of the company. The lowest the funding, the lowest is the valuation of the company. So this is how there is a relation existing between that these two variables. And this is also the boundaries of this line. So this is also the intervals, confidence intervals of this line that previously one of your colleagues said that the bar lines we have to show on the bar plots the confidence level on that. So I think this is one of the things in this line. It has been showing it already. One more thing from this red plot, you can have those lines, those scatter plots line, which was created in the first line. You can have it on this as well. So see, this is how you can include it within this rig plot as well. But in order to have a proper understanding of different type of color palette, see, but here this use one color for all of them. In order to have different type of colors, for example, and different type of palette, for example, what we have done, we have we have plotted the scatter plot separately. Then on the scatter plot, we plotted the rig plot. So see, this is how you can have it different values. Within the rig plot, you cannot have hue. Hue is another thing which we mentioned here, for example. These are different valuation. If you just put the hue again in here, what is hue? Hue is actually including another variable here. Continent. So this is now a scatter plot with rig plot together. Why I'm showing this to you? Because first of all, you have to understand the bivariate analytics. Second thing, you have to understand that we have to have trend line. So we have to have a relation trend line and showing that either there is a trend existing between these two variables or not. The second thing, this is the hue function. Hue function is actually changing the color. And introducing a new variable to the plot. Right now we have a continent, so North America to south of to Africa. So this is the Africa color, for example, and this is, for example, the Europe color. So this color is this palette is very. Let's make it top 10. Now it's very good. See, this is distinguishable, at least somehow. So this is all blue dots. These are not North America. So these are all blue dots. The ones here, for example, see, and the ones here, for example, this red one is Europe, for example. What does it mean? For example, a company, for example, a specific company. The funding was why it's important sometimes, because there is a trend line existing here, yeah. But why it's important? You have to understand, for example, a company invested 1 billion, but its valuation is see, this is a company who invested 1 billion. Its valuation becomes 6 billion. Here, see, this is a company who invested 1 billion. The funding was 1 billion, and then the valuation of the company becomes 6 billions. See, it should be like that, yeah. So whenever you are investing something, then it should be increased. The value should be increased. This is another company who invested around less than 1 billion, but the valuation of company become 5 billion. Look at this. This is a company who invested only 0.4 billion. The valuation become 6 billion. These are the companies. This is why important. Whenever you're analyzing the data, you want to see how the companies performed well. There are several companies who invested less and they become valuable a huge 6 billion, 6 times much more, 600% increase in their value. These are the companies. Look, at this point is very important. With the lowest investment, highest valuation, you want to know which companies are here. Yeah, you want to understand and analyze this type of companies here. This is how bivariate analysis are important. That you want to see, okay, fine, I want to find only, I need this type of companies, for example, who invested less and become very much. Look, these are lots of dots here. What does it mean? These dots means that lots of companies invested and their value become 1 billion because they are all unicorns, but not that much increase in value, not 6 billions. So this is how you can interpret scatter plots. Look at this. It is just investing a bit more than zero, maybe 100 millions or maybe less than 100 millions, and now become the value become 4 billion. Look at these companies who are performing very well. So these are the companies that you want to have a look at them. This is how the bivariate analysis means, that you have to have a scatter plot and also, and then you have to understand, because from these dots you cannot understand is there any relationship existing between these two or not. So this line, rig plot, is used for understanding the relationship between the, yeah, there is a huge, there is a positive relationship existing. And what's that? It means if you increase the funding, your value will be increased accordingly. Time to unicorn versus valuation. Look at this. So we want to know, for example, if a company become a billionaire, the same thing, yeah, the same valuation. If a company become a billionaire, and for example, it remained 6 years in this billionaire status, does the value of that company increases or not? Okay. So we have a scatter plot, the same thing again. See the same dots here. This is time to unicorn for years. For example, if a company become a unicorn or become a billionaire for 15 years, they are in billionaire status. And this is the valuation of the companies. For example, 6 billion. Is there any relationship between them or not, for example? Again, we use the hue. Hue is this continent. You can use different option will be the best one here. I think distinguishable. These palettes are not good for this visualization because we are using categorical values. And now that's okay. There is another problem. We didn't run this one, this feature engineering. If you don't run this one, this was a new column that we have established. Okay. So these are all lines. So from these dots, you cannot understand anything. Yeah, the same thing that we have done. In order to understand the relationship, we have to add the rig plot. So this relationship plot here, understanding the regression between these two ones, between the time to unicorn and between the valuation of the companies. We have done this, and we understand that there's a straight line. What does it mean, this line? Someone, please tell me.
I think it means that there is no relationship between x-axis and y-axis.
Exactly. There is no relationship between x-axis and y-axis. It means if a company even become a unicorn, and it is a unicorn status for 1 year, look at this. Assume that this is 1 year. It's 1 year. Its value can become 6 billion. Not a problem. And maybe there is a company who is 15 years as a unicorn, and its value is still 1 billion. So it means there is no relationship existing between the time to unicorn and between the valuation of the company. This time we understand from here, we understood that if you put more money into company, the value of the companies will be increased. There is a positive relationship. There is no relationship, so nothing. So if a company even 15 years and is a billionaire, just is a billionaire, that's it. But if a company just become billionaire within 1 year, its value increased into 6 billion. So that's a possibility. Another thing that we can use in bivariate analysis. This is the distribution of using box plot. Again, we use the SNS box plot, the date of the companies. The X is the continent, and the Y is the valuation. And so we use the palette set 2, for example. This is the title, this is the X label, this is the Y label. We put the grade, and we will see how this box plot gives us understanding. So who can interpret this box plot for me? Please speak up. And please, if you don't want to speak it in English, please in any language you're comfortable. Just explain to me this box plot if you understand it.
This shows the valuation, the relation between valuation by continent. Like for example, in North America, the companies who are existing there, they have the valuation like the value of similar to the Europe, and Africa has the least valuation data as compared to other companies like they are existing in North America or in Europe. So the highest value means the company has the companies are existing in America and the Europe. They have the highest value.
Anyone
And
else?
yeah,
Does it mean? Okay. Does this mean that most of the companies, no matter where, they have actually the mean of their valuation is around 2 billion?
And who was speaking? This is Omid, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So great. Whenever you are evaluating box plots, all the time you have to pay attention to the mean value of the box plots because they are playing a key role in box plots. You know why? Because the mean value, median value is playing a key role. This shows the distribution, for example. Look at this. Some of you will see that the Africa, so it has the lowest number of companies. That's not a problem, but the mean of valuation in this continent is the same as in the North America. It means on average, a company which is established in USA and then it become a billionaire and its value increased to 2 billion. Yeah, it is the same as two companies which established in Africa, very small in numbers, but the same value. They also become their value become 2 billion. But the lowest one is the Asians. Look at them. They have the lowest one. This mean in the Asia continent is the lowest one. However, we have some outliers. See, these are some outliers. This is why right now we have the we can say, because outliers are playing a key role whenever you're interpreting the visuals. Yeah, but it means that the mean value Asian continent is 1 million only. It means majority of companies established on average, the companies established in Asia, they become billionaire and they remain billionaire. That's it. Their value didn't increase. In USA, if a company established, they become billionaire, their value can increase to 2 billion on average. In Africa, the same. In South America, the same. In Europe, the same. In Oceania, the same. But in Asia is the list. Only in Asia, some companies, these are all one company, who established and their value becomes 6 billion. Their value become 5 billion. This is how you can interpret the box plots. And this is the majority, this is the distribution of box plots. So this is how you can also understand that sometimes, for example, whenever you're looking at the data, yeah, so different types of analytics from that data can be extracted. Now, funding by industry is the same that we interpreted previous time. This is different types of industries, and this is the funding distribution by industry that we have. So this is again the mean value of different companies who invested in which type. Previously, we said that automotive and transportation requires much more funding because this mean value of funding is much more higher. around $750 million if you want to establish a company. The mean value for the internet software and services company is the lowest. It means these companies, they require much less investment. So with less investment, you can create a company. So this is how the different things that you can interpret from this box plot here. What is multivariate? Multivariate analysis is a bit difficult thing. It's not difficult thing. It's just including lots of things into one visual. But sometimes it's not preferred, but you can do that. Look, this here we have different types of industries in different colors. And then the size of bubbles. These bubbles, the size of bubbles, it shows the time to unicorn. So it means how many years so a company was billionaire, for example. This is how. This is the funding column axis, and this is the valuation axis. This is how you can use this. You can use a scatter plot. For a scatter plot, you have to define the data, which data set they should use. Then the x axis, the y axis, and hue. Hue is the industry. See, we put industry here. We can just put something else here, for example. Let's put something else here. Instead of industry, let's put it continent and make it much more readable. Because industry is a huge list of industries, yeah? And continents are less numbers, yeah? Only we have 5 continents. Now it's a bit more readable, yeah? Funding not by industry, not by industry, but by content. This is the legend. See, this legend. This is the legend. Title for the legend is industry says. No, title of the legend, just ignore it. It's already there, yeah? Continent. I have a problem with my computer. I think there is an update here. And it's just taking too much time whenever I am just working online. This is this legend. Why we just put it here. This legend is, you can just ignore the legend here, for example. This is the title. The only main thing about this legend is this box that you can have this box totally outside of the picture. Because if you don't have this functionality here, bbox to anchor. What does it mean? Bbox anchor, this is the box, it should be take out of the picture. Otherwise, it will put all this legend inside this visual. Look at this, for example, here. This is, see, it will put it like this. What this functionality means all the time, if you want to take out the legend outside of the box, you can use bbox uncut, and then you can define, for example, how much the distance between this box will be with the main visual, and where the location of this box will be, for example, upper left. So this is upper left of this visual. So this box will be there, and this is the location of the box. So how much from the x-axis, y-axis, how the location will be. This is how you can just take out the legend out of this box. Using this legend was just to show this for you. Now see, this is the funding and this is the valuation. And what else we have used this? We used hue, which is the continent here for these different colors. One more thing that we use, this is the size of the bubbles. We use the size of the bubbles year to join, for example. Yeah. So year to join is the size of the bubbles. So from 0 to 16. 0 years and having the becoming the unicorn in 16 years. This is how you can use this. This is another chart, different charts, subtitles. You can use the scatter plot. Facet grid. Facet grid is putting different charts in these different types. For example, plotting different things in one plot. This was the basics of data visualization using the EDA. We will be coming to the, or just to start my computer, and we will be continuing our lesson today. I will be just going through some other we can use two things. Either we can use going directly to the Tableau, or we can go to the using Kaggle and then understand how to work in Kaggle. So I will be back. So I think this is the end of our visualization module within Python. I will restart my computer. مشکل کامپیوترم داشتم که امروز ساعتم خوب نیست. به هر حال کمی دوا گرفتم. امیدوار است که ما رو میشنوین آواز مرا. من کوشش میکنم که پس همین فایل هایی که کلوز شده بود امروز از دوباره باز کنم. و امروز میخواستم که تمام از کسایی که من شما تقاضا کرده بودم که چی داشته باشین، کاگل دیگه امیدوار هستم امروز رو داشته باشین و باز کنیم و رو ببینیم و طریق استفادهش یاد بگیریم. یه فایل بود که بیشتر کار میکردیم و من برای شما تشریح دادم. این فایل هم برای شما شریک میسازم. شما باز میتونین از استفاده کنین. دیگه که شما همتون در اکانتتان در کاگل برین و امیدوار هستم همگی اکانت داشته باشه. So I think I have, we will be using Kaggle today and just show you how to use it. So whenever you're opening Kaggle, then you're going there. So this has such a screen will appear to you, and this is very important that you just let me close the window because of the noise. And these are the data sets. You can also upload your own data set, but you also can have see this new data set you can upload, and you can have working with different types of data sets. And these are some models. We will be coming to this model later on, how to understand the models. Different types of models are here existing. These are the codes, your Jupyter notebooks here, discussions, learn, and more. You can just go and see what they are. So this is how you can navigate in Kaggle. For example, if you're just having a data set, and for example, let's call, okay, sales data set here, for example. It will bring you all, for example, this is a supermarket sales data set. And this is about the data set. And these are all, this is the type of the data set, this is the These are the columns, specifications of all this data set, and everything's there. See, this is how the data set. Now, if you want to work with this data set, you can just download this data set from here into your own computer and then use it in your Jupyter notebook. But you also can do something else, for example, directly go there and code column here and just start working with this, saying new notebook, and start working with this data set. This is other people who worked in this data set and what they have done. This is your work, your own work, if you have a notebook here. No, you don't have any notebook. So just let's start with new notebook, for example. If you're just starting new notebook, that data set comes to your environment, then you will be starting exploring that data set. It will take a bit time for the first time, but still there is some. See, this is the data set already here. This is the data set. This is the CSV, which is already all the time. Whenever you are starting, you have to run this first line of codes because this is how it imports everything there. So this is how a similar thing as Google Colab. You can have Markdown. Markdown is text, for example. This is the code. Code is just for writing the code, and Markdown is, for example, marking that. So the data set is already, for example, uploaded there. See, this is the path to your data set. It defined the path for your data set. This is the path. So if you want to put the div like pd.read.csv, you will just copy this path. This is the path for your data set. You copy that, you put it here, and then just run it. And then if you run div, so this is your data set. You just play with the data set, you understand the data set, what is there, all the things that we have done, analytics of the data set. See? Similar thing, you can say div.info, and you can analyze the data set. See, these are all the columns. This is the similar thing again, that data set div.describe, for example. This is the statistics within this data set. See, this is how you can play with this, with any data set that you start, and then you can continue the same thing. What we have done, the EDA that we have conducted. So this is how you can play with this, with your notebook. This is the run button. This is running all the things. This is cutting the cells. This is copying the cells, saving the cells. So this is turning off this environment. This is called environment. This is restarting the environment, factory reset. So everything, something went wrong, you can just run it again. This is a column, for example. You just put a column and say, make it markdown. So there will be a markdown column, for example. You can write something here, see? You can write text, everything here. Or you just change it back to the code. So you just want to write a code here. This is if you want to upload something. This is how you can work with the Kaggle. So this is the Kaggle environment. My suggestion for you would be the next time we will be doing two things for the next time. The first thing next week, you will be, there's another thing in Kaggle as well. This is called Learn. You just click Learn. This is all the courses that you can learn and get a free certification. For example, if you complete a visualization course, for example, view certification, congratulations, for example, you have completed data visualization course, then your certificate from Kaggle will be uploaded, will be downloaded. And download your certificate. I really don't know why it's not working. Then you can share this to your LinkedIn profile as well. You can just pin it to your profile. So this is how you can play. You can have your certifications with Kaggle as well. So first of all, I have to download it. I really don't know why it's not showing it here. Um, this is how. Sorry, this is how you can have your. Yeah, I have downloaded, but it's already there, so you can do it for yourself. Next time, what is the requirement from you? The requirement from you is that mm, you will be going through the Learn. You will be opening the data visualization course, and you will complete all these activities. This is very easy. Right now, you have in it everything. Right now, you understand the line charts, you understand the bar charts, you understand the scatter plots, you understand the distributions, everything you have. You will just open the file. For example, if you just open the scatter plots, see, this is the type of material that this is the type of material. See, this is how it shows you how to use all those things, which you already know everything. And you will see all the things here. You understand all those ones, those legends, those line plots, everything. And then you will be having your next, you will start your exercise. Just you will be opening your exercise, and then you will be opening a new, it will be a new window for you open. And then you will just complete that exercise. It is very easy. You have already everything, all the um, um, background from this Kaggle dataset, the data visualization. So this will be your quiz, not quiz, an assignment for the next week. You will be completing all this. It's very easy. Then after that, after the completion, so you will be having your certification, and just you will upload your certification in the classroom, Google Classroom. So that I will be having your certification there, and I will be saying that okay, you have completed the data set. See, you'll just run this, everything is there, and load the data set. See, this is the file path. This is the data set. Just run that, and we will be review the data. Then you will what is required from you. So if you just read this one, everything is there for you. The line plots, what is required here, for example, this is the exercise which check your answers. See, this is the answer that you have put here, for example. So after that, whenever the exercise is completed, so it will say that, okay, you completed this exercise. Now, my suggestion would be that next time you will be completing this data visualization within next week, and share your data visualization certificates into the Google Classroom. And then we can share that as well to your profiles on LinkedIn as well. So, and you can work with any data set as well. The next thing that I want to have, that we will be having a competition. I will be setting up a competition for the whole group. Please share with me all your Kaggle profiles, because I will be adding all of you, and we will be having an EDA competition. So this will be a type of all the steps that you have to proceed with. We will be having a data set, a random data set chosen. Then you will be just applying these EDA steps, and apply those steps on that data set. And at the end, we will evaluate who came with a unique understanding of what is going on. So the main thing about that would be the not only information, but also a decision extracted from this data set. How how that decision affected us, how you come to a conclusion to get that decision from that data set. This will be done by yourself, much more self-study type. And I hope you will be completing this within next week, because end of next week, next time we will be starting a new module. We will be not coming back to the data visualization. So my suggestion would be that within the next week, you will be having this course completed. It's very easy. In case of any questions that you're going to have, any time that you're facing any problems, please ping me through my WhatsApp or Google Classroom, whatever. Then I can come and just show you how to do that, or if a session is required during the week, if I'm going to have a time. So then we can have that short session and discuss it. So please feel free to practice this and complete this on Kaggle. There are different types of data sets. One more thing which I require from all of you, that all of you will go through this data sets and just share with me which data set you have selected. You can have different data, so you can go through different data sets, understand? But I want you to select a specific data set for yourself. The data set that you want to have it, for example. Some people require sales data set, and other people require education data set, and other people require something else. Different types of data sets, anyone who interests. So you can have that as well. Any questions on these regards which I have explained to you?
Sir, for computation, I could not get what did you mean computation? So
yeah, there is a competition called the competition. We will be establishing a data set, and we will be having our internal competition within the class. So there will be specific tasks. You will be completing those specific tasks, and then we will see who scores high within the class.
So, sir, for the upcoming week, we have 3 tasks. First of all, completing that data visualization course and providing the certificate. A second, and the class activity, the computation that you're saying about that, and then choosing a data set and working on that?
No, choosing a data set is before going to the competition, before going to the first of all, the next priority for the next week is that you have to complete the course. Yeah, this certificate is important. You have to get this certificate. It's totally free, no cost. You have all the basics, the knowledge, and everything, and you just post it there for me. Competition, I will just host the competition. For the competition, the completion is not next week. Completion will be at least 3 weeks. You know why? Because for that competition, I have other things in mind as well. We will be starting with EDA. Then I will be adding one more thing onto the EDA. We will be learning regression analytics and also statistics, and then coming to the modeling. So that competition will be continued and continued. So we will be going toward the model development at the end of that competition, starting from step by step, starting from EDA, exploratory data analytics, then going to the different types of other types of analytics, regression analytics, or maybe other types of analytics, then creating features, then developing a model, then predict something, then other. So that competition will be the basics of that. So it means we will be starting the competition, the EDA portion, but the deadline is not end of next week. Deadline will be till other courses will be coming. I will be telling you that then later on. Data set of your own interest. Data set of your own interest is sometimes, for example, if I'm telling you that I want to work with the sales. For example, this unicorn data set, yeah? Unicorn data set is that everyone uses that, you know, everyone uses that in the data analytics. But maybe for me that it doesn't make sense, frankly speaking, you know. So okay, a company started, for me, for example, if there is something much more relevant to education, a data set relevant to education, it would encourage me, okay, I want to explore that. Everyone has a choice of its own, yeah. If you have you're exploring a choice of your own data set, then you will be much more eager to analyze that properly, understand it, because sometimes domain knowledge is very important. If you're coming from an education background point of view sector, then it will be difficult for you to navigate through a sales data set. Or if you're coming from a non-technical background, it will be difficult for you to just go through the health data set. Yeah. So this is why I'm saying that please select your own data set and tell me which data set you have selected. That's it. Then I will tell you what to do next time. So just these are the things for the next week. So end of next week, the deadline will be for the certificate of data visualization and these two other tasks and choosing of your own data set. So nothing else. That's it. You will choose your own data set. You will tell me, I have selected this data set. That's it. You will select your own type of data set. You love it. You want to explore it. Then next time we will be exploring those specific data sets. Any further questions?
Yes, sir. I've posted one question and two of my classmates also answered that. I would like to know your idea about what are the differences or similarities between legends and hues, since both of them are showing, colored labels to the data.
Can you please repeat the question? What is the difference between the hues and
Legends.
legend is totally different thing, and hue is totally different thing. Hue is actually introducing a new variable to the data set. You know, hue is type of a new variable to the data set. You're actually putting a new variable to the data set, but not putting it as a on X and Y function, but you're putting it a type of color or size. See? So just if you put hue, so it means automatically it comes through color side. So it will show that specific category in different colors. Legend is something that if you have hue or not hue, yeah, legend shows that, for example, if you include hue, yeah, and there is 5 continents, 5 colors, then how to understand that which color is depending to which continent? Am I right? Then you have to have the legend there, and that legend shows that which color belongs to which content. So this is why legend is just an aesthetic or a totally functional element of a chart. And here is something from technical element of a chart, because that's actually you're introducing a new variable to the chart. So I hope you got it right now, yeah?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Any other things about the assignments next week? I hope now everything is defined and everything is understandable. So we will be one more thing. Who installed and downloaded the Tableau? Who has the Tableau?
I did it.
I did it, sure, as well.
Great. Now, if you have Tableau, great. So I hope so that all of you will be having Tableau for tomorrow. And tomorrow we will be starting the exploration of Tableau software. Very briefly, understanding how you can navigate. So, or I will be showing you. Now we have to mute some of your colleagues. They just mistakenly turning on their microphone. We will be exploring Tableau tomorrow, and for Tableau, I will be using the same data set. We'll show you how to proceed with the data set, with the Tableau data set, and how to explore the data and how to produce all these visuals there. One more thing I just want to tell you that if you want, this is just an optional thing, but if you want it, let me find the talent screen. Let's get here. This is one of the very reputable institutions of the United Kingdom government. There are some courses with very prestigious certifications. These are free courses. And this is an optional, but please, if you can go through this data visualization course and get this certification and just post that certification for me. This is a very, very good course. Just you can enroll it. It's free. And everything is free, material, presentations, videos, and everything. So I will just post this link for you and go to this course, and this will give you a certificate at the end, and that certificate is also free. And you will learn a lot about data visualization, not only about the visualization, but also about on the visual analytics. So this is how the different sections of this numerical data theory and human vision is very important here. Color and design principles, if you want much more beautiful designs here, so you can understand. Visual decision making is one of the interesting topics here that you can learn something from here. Financial data visualization, geographic maps are playing a key role here. So this is one of the interesting course, and this Alan Turing Institute is currently leading the AI for the United Kingdom government and bringing the different sectors and regulating the AI, artificial intelligence, together. So you can just enroll now and get registered and then continue learning it. This is an optional thing. It's not mandatory, but I would suggest that you will, if you continue, learn something. You will learn much more from this. And this certification is playing a key role because you will get at the end the certificate, then you can post that certificate on your LinkedIn page. That would be good. So next time, this is on the data visualization portion. Tomorrow, hopefully, we will be exploring the Tableau. And then if anything else, I think I really don't know. Next week, I want to proceed with the next module, but If someone is interested in Power BI, then we can make a Power BI session as well, but end of the course, end of the course. Any questions for me today, please? Yeah, I hope you all get received your scores on the IKW assignment, and the ones who submitted, not submitted. So I encouraged a majority of you to submit your courseworks, even the deadline was passed. But still, majority of the students, they didn't submit it. There are two reasons. One is just it's not interested. If it's not interested for you, that's okay. That's not a problem because it's not mandatory to come and join our free courses. But if the second thing, which I'm about much more interested about it, if you don't know something, and because of that you're not submitting something, then please approach me. Please tell me that, yeah, you want to work on something, but you don't know it how to do it. So I will help you. This is why I'm here. So all the time, please feel free. If someone is not interested, so that's not a mandatory thing that you will say, okay, why you're not doing it. It's an optional thing. But if you're interested but don't know how to do it, so please approach me. I will help you. And thank you very much. This is the end of our today's lecture. I hope tomorrow you'll be feeling well and we will be continuing the Kaggle. And I will be very much encourage you to please, all of you, create your Kaggle portfolios. They are playing a key role. And this EDA that we have done together. So all of you, you will be posting this EDA. I will be sharing this file with you. If you have done your own file, that is good. If not, please at least understand this file properly and share this file on your GitHub profile, on your LinkedIn, and then I will show you how to do that. Because you have to build your portfolio step by step. So I will show you how to post this on GitHub, and I will show you how to post it on LinkedIn as well. So you have to demonstrate that you understand the exploratory data analytics. Thank you. Have a good